Folks, before we get into the details of this story, I just want to say that the young girl who collapsed in the Oval Office yesterday is thankfully okay and healthy. I've seen people online cracking jokes about this or putting out insane conspiracy theories like she was poisoned or something. I think that is abhorrent and terrible, okay? The fact that she's related to Dr. Oz is not her fault. It was actually his granddaughter, Philomena, who collapsed yesterday. Just goes to show you really need to be very careful of what you consume on the internet, okay? We are not Fox News, and we're all adults here. I think we can reserve our hatred for Donald Trump and his terrible candidates for his administration like Dr. Oz, and at the same time have empathy for a little girl that collapsed in the White House for unknown reasons still, though I do have some updates. And I do have the clip of the incident, or actually two clips of the incident coming up, not because we want to show off this person fainting at a very vulnerable moment in their life, though you can't really see it, but I want you to see Trump's reaction to this happening in real time and to just the sheer lack of empathy coming from the man, which is not surprising at all, right? After the horrible shooting at FSU recently, Donald Trump went right from the Resolute desk itself where this next incident happened, and he just sat there and said, I have a constitutional duty to protect the Second Amendment, as he demolishes every other piece of the Constitution. He couldn't even denounce gun violence.
Legislation, anything you see broken with gun laws in our
Well,
country.
I'm going to have to look. I'm a big advocate of the Second Amendment. I have been from the beginning. I protected it, and these things are terrible. But the gun doesn't do the shooting. The people do. It's a phrase that's used probably too often. I know the area very well. I know the school very well. I know everything about it. It's Florida, and we'll have more to say about it later. I have
What
to
do
see
you
what
mean when
happens.
you say there will be more to say about it?
Only in terms of what happened. As far as legislation is concerned, this has been going on for a long time. I have an obligation to protect the Second Amendment. I ran on the Second Amendment, among many other things, and I will always protect the Second Amendment.
What a disgusting response to a national tragedy, an absolute lack of leadership, unsurprising from Donald Trump, and then doubling down on the Second Amendment thing is just so disgusting and disturbing when we lose more children in this country to gun violence than anything else. And that utter lack of leadership was on full display when he was swearing in Dr. Oz at this press conference, and Dr. Oz said some absolutely insane things, almost as insane as RFK Jr., the person who nominated him, has said. Here's a clip of him saying the best way to reduce drug spending is to use less drugs. Listen to this.
70% of the healthcare expenditures of this country are driven by chronic disease. And it is your patriotic duty, I'll say it again, the patriotic duty of all Americans to take care of themselves, because it's important for serving in the military, but it's also important because healthy people don't consume healthcare resources. The best way to reduce drug spending is to use less drugs because you don't need them because you're healthy. And it feels a lot better as well.
Healthy people don't need medical I'm sorry, Dr. Oz. So you're telling me, oh, you have diabetes? Sorry. You shouldn't use insulin. It's much better. It feels much better if you're just healthy, if you just got rid of your diabetes. And look, that is obviously terrible. I think Dr. Oz is a terrible, garbage human being, an absolute phony. And so I can somewhat understand why people who, when they found out his daughter collapsed, were saying things like, oh, it was because of Trump's stinky fart that she fainted. Or, it's ironic that Dr. Oz is sitting here talking about health and his granddaughter faints while this press conference is going on. I don't think we need to stoop to making fun of a poor young girl, though it is ironic, I will say. But here is the clip of it happening and Donald Trump's just utter lack of giving a half a shit even as it transpires. Check this out.
Happy because your life will be in great danger. Yeah. Oh.
Press out, press out.
No, she's out.
Out.
And this guy made fun of Sleepy Joe Biden. That is the face of a lack of empathy and the urgency of a turtle, of Mitch McConnell trying to get over to this person who just collapsed in front of his very own eyes. And he just goes, oh, I hope she's okay. It's just like the example from earlier, and it just goes to show the only person Donald Trump gives any care at all about is himself. And that, folks, is why there are massive protests all around the country today to fight back against this regime. We'll be covering them throughout the weekend here on Really American. So drop a like, subscribe to join the resistance. Thank you all for watching and for helping us reach 500,000 subscribers. We greatly appreciate you. My name is Kenny Hesse. I'll see you all in the next one.